Okay. Well, I'm just going to open by saying credit to Jacksonville. I mean, they played a heck of a second half, and Priscilla Williams is one hell of a player. I'm like, when you can score 29 points, and she found a way to draw 10 fouls. We just didn't have an answer for her in that second half. But quite honestly, they did a great job. We weren't able to get out and get into our transition game and get the easy buckets, and we've got to be able to finish better in the paint and make free throws. It's really just that simple. I thought we got some good looks. We had mismatches that we wanted, and we just weren't able to take advantage of that tonight.
I guess not sure the right word to use here, but you didn't play as well offensively as you would have liked, but you still could have won the game if you made your free throws. I mean, 50%, when you're shooting 24 foul shots, that should be enough to win the game for you, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you look at, we got 52 rebounds. You still rebounded the ball well. You do get yourself to the line 24 times, but when you leave yourself open to, 12 points, and then, we just miss some chippies. You can't go into that fourth quarter and shoot 6 for 20. It's one of the things we talk about a lot is in any basketball game, there's always a game of runs and momentum shifts, and we needed to be able to put two plays together to get the momentum going back in our favor, and we were able to do maybe one thing, get a stop, but then we couldn't get a score, or we could get a score, but then we couldn't get a stop, and you've got to be able to put those two things together consistently.
I guess recognition was an issue too with Williams. I mean, she shoots the three, so you have to get out on her when she's out there. She's just not out there to pass the ball.
Yeah.
And then every time she drives to her left.
Yeah.
And whenever she turned the corner, there was nobody there for help defense to pick her up, take the charge or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the few times that they did, you didn't roll over and pick up the opposite side offensive player who came across and got the easy bucket.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what happens when you have good players, right? It gets your defense into rotations, and when you do have to rotate, you end up giving up some rebounds, and I think that happened a couple times. And then to the other point, we didn't have our help line there the way that we needed to. But that's just trying to be defensive execution when it comes down. The thing I loved about that, at some point, Savannah Samuels just came up to me and said, "Hey, I want to guard 23." And as a coach, that's what I'm looking for right now from this group is who's going to step up and hit the big bucket when we need it, and who wants to go guard the other team's best player. So for me, that's what was promising about it, is at least she wanted to be able to take on that challenge for us today.
In the first half, with the success you had Noguero rebounding the ball at an elite clip, and then you also had Turnage scoring points that she normally doesn't score.
Correct.
And that puts you in a good position, and unfortunately you weren't able to sustain that.
Yeah, I mean, you come out in that third quarter and they hit 5 threes, and this isn't, traditionally, for them that's great. It's a great quarter for them to come out and, to be able to hit those 5 threes, and it was just, like I said, it was a good momentum push for them, and then them being able to get to the foul line. But, those are things that we're going to learn from. Like, this is what this, our team, we're going to learn how to handle those moments. Like, it's what I said, you've got to try and make a play and get that momentum shifted and going back in our favor and knowing who we can count on for that.
Is the point guard position one that you're looking for better play?
Yeah, I mean, that's where we lack depth. Let's be quite honest about it. We're lacking some depth at the point guard position right now, and we're kind of playing PG by committee, and that's what I love about this game today. I thought it was a good game of pressure. They did a good job of kind of keeping us out of our transition O game, and we needed that. It's something we're going to see in the future, and we're going to continue to work on it, and we'll find a solution for it.
And it just seemed that Jacksonville was a team that would not let you dribble the ball. They really exerted a lot of pressure on the ball. And then when you got to the hoop, they didn't give you any easy buckets under there either.
Yeah. I mean, again, look at the first half. We were able to execute and get ourselves there. And then in the second half, we have to finish those plays. I think it's the fun thing you saw with Snoop today is she actually did get some finishes and was able to get some of those and one plays. We just didn't do that enough consistently. And I was really looking for, our guards. I thought they handled the pressure. We got some really good looks for Ari late, and they just didn't go down today. I mean, sometimes the games are going to be like that. You create the open shots and you get a good look, and it just didn't fall. But that's what we got to figure out is what players want to step up and make big-time plays for us.
Well, I imagine you go to practice and try to continue to figure out what the right combinations are out there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're working on this every day. You know what I mean? Like, even as you're starting to see these special situations at the end of the game, who can be in what spots, who can make best decisions, who's able to knock down shots under pressure, who can remember to screen and certain things. So those are all things that we're working on a daily basis.
And you look at the landscape of women's basketball now, there's a lot of upsets happening all over the place. So you still have a lot to play for and get ready for when you go into conference play, because no one's really, stepping up and taking control except for maybe one or two teams.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. You've got a whole brand new roster that's here that's here. I mean, besides Dee, Ari, and Inez, those three have played together, and I think you can see the chemistry, that those three have, from at least having practiced and played together for a lot longer. But again, I mean, no one wants to be playing their best basketball in November. I think we're all trying to get there by January and trying to prime things up by February. But this is why we played a tough non-conference schedule. In the ACC, every single night's going to be a battle and it's going to be a competition. So I think the schedule allows us to see different styles, and it's going to help us be prepared.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thanks, you guys.